Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to take a minute again to thank everybody for their continued support. This video is another match analysis based on a donation perk, and those really do mean the world to me. They really kind of help me keep going. If you have any games you want to analyze, any games you want recorded by me and Harry, if you watched the one yesterday between NYU and Tufts, it's a good way to kind of add a little dazzle to one of your big highlights, something you can show future recruits, etc. Instead of just kind of that quiet, low audio game film. I also just wanted to thank some of the people who have been so helpful to me in parts of the channel that are kind of not my calling, not my strong suit. Amanda Dallas, who puts together all my graphics. Michael O'Connor, who made our new intro screen, our little interactive one that you saw probably a couple days ago and on this video. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really does make the huge difference. It lets me make the midline what it is. So thank you and enjoy the video. So like we said, this is a USQ club game from earlier this winter, in February, from the Hoot and Howdy Brawl that was down in Atlanta. It's going to be Chicago United on the left, Southern Storm on the right, and let's get into it. All right, so everything goes Chicago United's way off brooms up, Bludger Control, and Quaffle. Let's see what kind of defense we're seeing from Southern Storm. Looks like a 2-2. Hybrid 2-2 because we've got man up here. Perfect what you want to do here. Swing it behind against this. But then this player needs to actually become a force off of that pass, right? If he cuts right into the middle here, not right at the hoop, kind of flat, and you catch, it should be a real easy goal. He should not be staying this far out here. Yeah, and she has to back off. Yeah, and she ends up having to throw that pass. That's not on her. That's basically exclusively on him. All right, and I think we're going to get a reset. I think that one could have been called a reset, but good response by Southern Storm. I don't hate the fast break. I mean, I think if that beat misses, and that wasn't the world's easiest beat, it's a goal, so I don't mind it. I guess against Bludger Control, it's a little worse, but I think it's acceptable. So no bludgers off of that. So let's see, was this a little aggressive from the Southern Storm beater? He sees ball on the ground, I guess, from the tap beat, and decides to make a play for Bludger Control. Where is his teammate? She's harassing here. I guess I don't hate it, because he's going to get Bludger Control off of it. Someone just needs to make a hit. Yeah, good drive. Yeah, I think if you're going to get that free of a chance at Bludger Control... Oh, they didn't get it off of it? How did they not get it off of it? Okay, so he's got the beat there. And it just gets cleaned up by the other beater. Yeah, so she just fails to harass the other beater enough to make that beat. So that's the only real issue there in the beater game. Because if you're going to make that play, you better at least get Bludger Control off of it, or you've lost a lot of value. First half court set for Southern Storm. I think we're just getting, let's see, man defense. It looks like man defense. This is weird coordination from the two Southern Storm beaters. They're not at all together. They don't seem to be on the same page here, which I guess you could argue off of that last play too. Nice steal. Just bad awareness, I think. Yeah, she's just quick on it. Yeah. Bad awareness. Gives up Bludger Control. Good cut. Why is this cut unmarked? Whew. Great passing goal. Okay, why was nobody covering him? Oh, because they are playing a 2-2. Yeah, so let's see. I see one. Yeah, it's the kind of play that, yeah, the beater's got to pick up there, or someone's got to be reading it at least. But they had just lost their backboard beater, so. Good play. Good offensive set there from Southern Sturm. So the first time they're playing against bludger control here. It's going to slow it down. I feel like if you're going to slow it down this much, though, like basically they slowed it down, but then their beater, I guess because his teammate got beat, wasn't really doing much. This is good job not using their reset. He should just back off here. Perfect. He lost the ball. Yeah, he just needed to make a pass to the keeper there about a second or so earlier, and they just retained possession until their beaters get back. That was just a flawed reset pattern. So they come from behind. That's fine. Swing it to the wing. That works out. It really shouldn't have. That shouldn't be a way to attack. Okay, so let's talk about the two players with the hoops here, right? Like, so this is the keeper here. This is the other player here. So let's talk about shooters, right? Shooters generally don't like to shoot across their body to this low hoop. Some will tell you they will, but as a general rule, if you have a shooter that you're not familiar with their tendency charts, they're not generally shooting to this hoop. So most shooters shoot middle hoop or shoot top hoop. And I say top hoop's probably arguably the most prominent hoop. So your 2-2 zone shouldn't be two people on the outside hoops because that's just leaving this wide open, hard to defend hoop. And think about it. Let's say that this keeper is guarding a couple steps towards this hoop. If he dives out sideways, he can still block off this hoop with a dive. If he dives towards this middle hoop, he can never get up to that. So someone needs to be, first of all, these two players need to be communicating. They have to know who's covering what hoops, and someone needs to actually be covering that middle hoop. I guess the shot was missed anyway. Injury, we'll skip through. Oh, and Southern Sturm gave up bludger control for that too, which is problematic. Okay. First off, they give up their one bludger too early. Easily, he just gets to literally run in, and honestly, she should be beat. I don't know if they'll call it, but it doesn't really matter. And then the whole team is collapsed here. So someone needs to be cutting. Like, let's see where everybody is. So he goes in. This player stays flat. This player needs to be a cutting angle, 100%. This player starts in, but too late. So there's still a few steps out of the play, and I can't see what's happening on the other wing. So he kind of gets forced into a shot when they were basically in a hoops defense, which is not what you want to do. They are able to keep the ball, though. Unfortunate beat there. Great block there. And a good goal. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Everything looked clean, though. I'm pretty sure it was a block beat. Yeah. So more of a 2-2 from Chicago United. And that is... Okay, this is never an offensive possession you should be taking against a 2-2 zone, specifically without bludger control. I mean, this is a, 15-yard shot. Like, even if he makes it, it should never be makeable because somebody should be blocking that hoop. Maybe it was a pass. Was it a pass? Were they trying to run a Maryland cut? So a Maryland cut, for those who don't know, is from behind the hoops, in between either pair of hoops, you get in front of the keeper and you catch and you score. So I think that's what they're actually looking for. It's just a Maryland cut against a 2-2. Like, she gets a hand in front of him. The keeper stepping in front of him. Like, I just don't know. That is a low risk reward shot, especially against bludger control. Though maybe they don't have it anymore because I only see one beater who has it. I like this from Chicago. They're making a play for bludger control while their Quaffle players are getting the ball, because worst case, they could just get another chance. So the Quaffle carrier should actually be going a little slower than this. Yeah, so that they actually get this opportunity. Yeah, see, they walked right into a press, and that's going to be a turnover when all is said and done. Okay, so let's go over all this again. So the beaters, you're going to see right here, they go off screen. They're saying, we're getting a free chance to make a play for bludger control because our Quaffle players are chasing down a bludger. So let's say this goes terribly wrong and they both get beat and they have to go back to their hoops. Their Quaffle carriers can still be all the way back here walking the ball up, so they'll just get to reset. It's basically one free opportunity. But then watch how the Quaffle carriers come running up with the ball. He passes, he starts running. And at this point, I'm guessing, I can't obviously see what's happening, but assumedly the beaters just lost this battle because they're about to come running back in screen. So then he has nowhere to go. He just needs to slow it down. The second you cross midfield, now you've started to create problems. Yeah. He walks right into this press. He throws across midfield, which is the worst thing you can do. 20 should have been hanging back at this point. Maybe back here would have been an easy pass to him. So then he gets the pass. She presses. He should be backing up. It should be Quaffle in front of him backing up. Because once you throw into this space, you're probably, especially if you're getting beat on it, you're probably in a lot of trouble no matter what happens. And all that happens is a loose ball that gets cleaned up. And now they're going to run because it's still no bludgers. Oh man. I thought this play formed so well, and then the ball carrier never saw it. So watch the keeper. They're going to roll in here. Perfect angle to get this pass. And then I don't know if he only saw shooting and was going for a lob shot, or if this was a lob pass. That just wasn't very good. But all he had to do was zip it over to the keeper. He was wide open. He made such a nice cut. This was a perfect cut. Yeah. It's an ill-advised shot, or it's just like a really weakly made pass. It should have been zipped to him in front of the hoop. That was also a very risky pass. So Chicago catches a break, but they should have been minus 10 because they rushed the ball up too quickly on that last possession. This is fine. I like the movement back and forth, forcing some exchanges. Oh, okay. You've got him out of position. You got to go. Like, let's go back a little further. Once he steps up here, you guys have to collapse this. Like, he's out of position and very uncomfortable. And now you're letting him get set again. At this point, he could even throw back and probably be fine. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. You need to go the second that beater stepped out of position is when that beater had to make a throw at him. And meanwhile, somehow Chicago also lost the ball. Sturm's going to run. I guess they have no budget situation again. Oh, perfect time on that dish. Awesome. So that's what we talk about all the time. When you're making a break against no bludgers, you should always look at what your first passing option is. I think 21 probably needs to throw somewhere around here. Yeah, this needs to be a throw. He's never going to see it. She waits so long that he's able to dish off, absorb the tackle and dish off. And pretty easy finish from there. Yeah, good use of the first fast break. Keepers played a very good shift so far for Southern Storm. Again, he got him out of position, but then let him recover, and so they couldn't get bludger control. Where does partner go? Okay, let's see. So he's out of position. They run a handoff. Nothing too fancy here. So I don't know why this player's floating out here. I don't know what his coverage is, if he has one. But that's going to allow the lane to be more open than it probably should be. It was good timing to go off of the rollback. Good job pestering the partner beater. Skip forward. Sturm subbed. Okay, so new keeper in for Southern Sturm as well. Yeah, so that shouldn't be that easy, right? Okay, so... And this is kind of the problem with a 2-2 where you just kind of keep letting your one player only play one hoop. It has to be a little bit more dynamic than this. Because if this player's job is guarding this middle hoop, then this is a really easy cut. Especially if your beaters are stepping too high. I think the problem is I think she's too far out here. So the reason a beater comes this far out, right, is because they need to get to this player before they can take a shot. But hypothetically, your zone should be stopping that shot. And your job is to sit a little bit further back. The second he has to come over to guard this middle hoop is when this pass is super easy to zip. And then also, let's see where the top two players are. So I also think he gets dragged too far in. He should be dropping off as soon as he's basically given this up. See, he fades in instead of dropping off. So this isn't a 2-2 zone isn't meant to become a double team on that play. It's just supposed to, this player is supposed to take the responsibility of the ball carrier, and he's supposed to drop back into his zone. So for all those reasons, it becomes a little too easy, and it gets deflected a couple times, but he puts it away. I do like the cuts that Southern Storm's been running, though, against this. All right. Beaters again out of position, so this time they're going to mix it up and attack that. I like changing your tendencies. That's fine. He just whiffs on a beat, which is not great. Good enough press. Okay, so let's see what could have done different on this. Okay, so as soon as this is missed, you know that the other team's got to press on you, right? Because you're not going to have a ball for quite a while, especially once she picked up that one. So I think 20 here should just walk into their own half and use their reset. By kind of hesitating here, he's allowing this beater to come behind him and take away that retreat option, which is going to force the ball forward and eventually force the turnover. Yeah, once the ball goes forward, it's always going to be a turnover. Yeah, for whatever reason, the Chicago United team just doesn't like to use its reset. Oof. Okay, so this is a hopeful pair of passes that kind of work out, right? So when you're attacking a 2-2, you don't want to really lob it all the way over. You want to go to the wing and then back. Because hypothetically, someone should be able to deal with this pass. Someone should be stepping to her faster or beating her, or one of the two. It seems like he went up for a block and then she dropped the ball so he couldn't get there fast enough. And then this pass, I mean, it works out, but let's see. So this beater, I think, is going to overcommit here to her and then find himself way out of position. Like, he took almost two more steps after she released this ball. And he also didn't need to take those steps because he can stay here, right? And if the keeper successfully tackles her, he can go clean it up. But then if it's just a wrap and she gets the ball off, you can still clean it up yourself. You don't need both of those aspects at that point to clean it up. Because like you should just not be that slow getting back where that pass can be made and this goal can be made. Stoppage. Southern Storm definitely getting the better of this game so far. Good play. This was a really nice play here. Southern Sturm beater. Just has the presence of mind to miss the steal. And I feel like there's been a lot of attempts to go for steals in this game. And it's like, sure, you can mix that into your concepts, but I'd like to see, like, why can't she just wrap her there and make his beat easier? Like, the steal doesn't work, then she's out of position, then he throws, then he misses. And now it's, I assume, going to be another press opportunity. Let's see if Chicago finally uses a reset on this one. Oh, they've kind of forced it in again. And it's too free. So, I guess two weird things happen here that I'm trying to figure out. So, okay, so she threw back, which is why she couldn't press immediately, which is fine. I would have liked to see the male beater on Southern Storm get the press out a little earlier, but he does the job, takes away one player. His teammate makes the tackle they need to make, and it's pretty easy from there. That's a beat on somebody in their keeper zone. And then he's off-broomed. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see what the call is. Yep. Makes sense. Can't grab a broom. Let's see where beaters are. So Chicago's got their beater here. I don't mind the fast breaking pass because this guy's definitely not going to take his first step that way. Yep. Doesn't work out. Or maybe it does. We're going to get a call. We zoomed out a little bit there. It was weird. So what I was saying here is what I predicted ended up happening is because he's kind of ball hungry, this beater. So he's going to take his first step that way. His first step never needs to be this way because what's the worst thing this guy can do here? Is he going to drive through their whole team and dunk like 5 or 6 seconds from now? Sure. He's not going to shoot. And so all of his other biggest risks are a pass. He's going to get a pass off before you can beat him. So your first step should be right back towards those hoops because that's the only danger in this play. And you can see that he just, even that half step made him a little bit slow there. And I think he recovers in the end. We'll see what the call is, or we won't. But another high press. I think he could have. So wait. So where is the? Okay. So first thing Chicago does is sub off their bludger while still walking forward. See. Okay. So Chicago subs off their bludger, right? And then this guy steps up. The last thing you want to do is go by him. He's giving you an excuse to not bring the ball forward anymore without getting a stall warning. So you just let him wrap you, and if he wants to start pushing you, you let him start pushing you backwards. That's ideal. Once you spin away from it, you're just kind of walking into the press. I think he could have tap beat here with his teammate in position. I think that's what I would have done. It's okay. Starting beaters back in for Chicago. Another missed beat. Late press. We've seen a lot of that, right? Like, let's see the timing. So that's the throw, 15-20. Let's assume there's a throwback, but that still means your teammate should be able to press. So let's see the first time we see a Southern Storm beater on the screen. So 5 seconds later. So that just makes the press very, very late. And we know that they weren't scrambling with a bludger with the other team because he's over here. And now she's out of position, which gives up bludger control. Those 5 seconds made the difference. Good play to force no bludgers. Not that well timed, though. The chasers weren't ready to run off of it. Now he's probably going to lose bludger control unless his teammate... Where is his teammate in all this? So she should not be this far out of the play where I can't even see her on the screen. Like, it works out. She gets there in time. Yes, he lost bludger control again off of that. So How does any of this happen? So he runs past her. And he kicks it back. Yeah. So they get the goal, or maybe not even because she did beat him in there. But even if they got the goal, they lost bludger control for no reason because they just weren't coordinated enough. You need to be keeping your beaters together, working together. They need to be on the same page. Yeah, it's no goal. So they didn't get the goal, and they lost bludger control. And it was all just on timings and positionings, right? They made a no bludger play, and their chasers weren't ready. Then they tried to create a second no bludger play. They lost bludger control because their beaters weren't working together. And then that led to Southern Sturm being able to recover and make the beat to force the turnover. Like to see the ball swinging to wings here. 24 would be a nice pass. He waited way too long. Yeah. That's a really, really bad turnover from Southern Storm. Like, against the zone, you want to be moving the ball, right? Like, you don't want to be just walking into their top point defender, the person who's kind of in that position. It does look like they shifted to a man defense. If they shifted to a man defense, though, why is nobody covering him? Let's go all the way back. But yeah, either way, I mean, this player's unmarked. Just move the ball to them. There's no reason not to, and he just runs right into this tackle and gives the ball for it. Free as a turnover as you're going to get in this game. I think they may even get bludger control out of it. No. Why is this beater getting depressed so high? Like, this coordination, he's tap beating an off-ball defender while a beater is literally standing. Like, just to go attack this guy. They haven't found a good way to attack him all game. And he gets flustered by a miss. They are able to get bludger control off that finally. Just not crisp enough passing. Forces the turnover there. Once it's bobbled, the beater can close down. Running against two here with none? Yeah, that wasn't well thought out, though. I think they're going to get bludger control off of it because I think her beat got picked up by the... Yeah. I still don't like running against two beaters that are back, for sure. Specifically without your ball. Okay, the player should be moving further down the wing if they're unmarked. They're moving way too slowly for being unmarked. Yeah. And again, just that lack of coordination. She ran all the way out here, and they're just never attacking that high press, even though they're behind her. And he could run, she could run here, right? And they could have her waiting for the throwback, and then just fight this battle and try to get bludger control off of that. And instead, they just always seem to let that lie. They're going to attack this side instead. They do get bludger control. Two hands, of course. So let's see some nice coordinated attack here from Chicago. Again, they just don't seem to be on the same page. Like, he's considering going. He hasn't even noticed that they're only beaters stepping into the play. The other Chicago United beater's not visible. It's just a lack of cohesion. Like, how... This should never be happening when a team doesn't have bludger control and is in a 2-2 zone. This beater should never be getting to successfully press here. And at this point, he should just zip the ball over here to begin with. But regardless, it should not be possible. Yeah, they're going to call a dangerous kick there. So Chicago got a card out of it too. Yeah, it's just lack of coordination. maybe they're not going to call anything. Let's find out. Yeah, no call on the play. All right, so now they finally brought both bludgers up. She's got free beats here that she needs to take. Like, it's cute that they're running these overlaps, but they have one defender here. All you have to do is tap him because he has no bludger beaters around. Yeah. Doesn't work out. There's also no reason to run those overlaps against the 2-2 because nobody's following those overlaps. Let me just show you what I mean. So Chicago's going to run this little overlap right here, this kind of fake handoff, or maybe actual handoff. It's actual handoff. And the reason you do that is because if the player who's getting the ball and the player who had the ball are both covered, and you're kind of doing this sneakily, the two people defending them have to make the proper decisions at the proper moment, or you get unmarked. But everyone's unmarked already. Like, nobody's marking these three people. They shouldn't be standing this close to each other. All the defenders are all the way back here. Fast break. First rule, fast break. Never think you're scoring the whole time. You need to be looking for a pass or you need to be taking a shot. He went for a dunk. Chicago United closed down. Always have a first idea. See, that's better movement. Unfortunately, on the mishandle of the pass. But now attack off of that. Like, get the ball. Yeah, kind of like that just 5 seconds earlier. Oof, that's going to be a nice beat off the foot. But what happens to the Chicago United beater? I don't understand how this beater gets turned around so often here. Like, his head's fully turned. This is just asking for him to get blown up. And instead his own player gets blown up because I think the beater throws at the chaser. Oh, wow. That kick. That's a crazy kick. That's an awesome highlight. Just catches him on the back of the foot. Yeah, that counts. Better movement. I like this. Now again, if this guy's just making this run over here and can get hit with a pass, this gets very dangerous really fast, but he's standing way back here again. Good play by the beater. Gets bludger control off of it. And again, same. If he was here when he made that run in, he would have zipped that pass right to him. It would have been a goal 9 times out of 10. Instead, now he has to try to fight through the whole team. Yeah. Yeah, that guy just doesn't seem to want to drive in. So 30's doing all the work. It's a hard boundary call. Stays with Chicago. I don't hate the shot because I don't think they were in zone, but especially when nobody seems to want to move off ball. But here you can probably just I mean, the beater's stepping up. It's just a long shot. But everything was too narrow to be a passing option, so I guess it wasn't unreasonable. Seems like I'd be getting close-ish to snitch on pitch at this point. Exchange of beats. Sturm gets budget control. And that felt a little forced. So this is like one of many reasons why you just need to work. Like, that's very hopeful. That's the second kind of lob shot pass I've seen from Sturm in this game, and I'd rather see something with a bit more oomph on it. If you're lobbing that pass, it's because you have an unmarked person that you're throwing into space behind the hoops, basically, which was not the case there at all. Loses awareness there, gives it the fast break. It's a rough way to use your reset. Just swing the ball back to the other side. There you go. Do they have budget control? They do. Okay, yeah, perfect. Now he's in the lane. Now let's see if anybody's moving for him. Oh, perfect. She did. He just threw it a little behind her, I think. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely one of the better executed plays I've seen so far from Chicago United. Stoppage. Yeah, we're about to get cinch on pitch. Which is probably where we'll call this one. And Bernard snitching, so this could be a long one. Oh. I don't think I'm going to be able to break down that play because the snitch is in the way. Yeah, I think I'll call the video right here just because it's going to be until snitch on pitch, these players are going to be in the way. All right, so takeaways from this game. Chicago United, I think, just needs to work on its coordination and just drill certain things. So I'd love to see them practice drilling their reset plays, kind of moving the ball around when beaters are pressing on them. And it's good practice for the beaters, right? Because your beaters really need to practice their abilities to press when those situations come up. So it's good work for everybody, and definitely valuable. And then I would also like to see them kind of have some cuts kind of planned into their offense. Like, hey, if you're out here and our driver starts getting into the lane, this is where we want you to be. We don't want you to keep standing flat because then you're not an option. And that seemed to hurt them a lot on offense. Southern Storm, their beaters, I think, could press a little more effectively. They're very good at budget control. They were good with their throwbacks. A little slow in the press on a couple plays, and I think that helped Chicago United have a bit better opportunity. And then offensively, I think they were sometimes not always seeing the best options or not creating the best options. Like, we saw multiple floated passes, a couple long shots, people holding on the ball too long. If you're up against the zone, the ball should be moving a lot. It should be moving to people who are open. And then when it was against man, they should have been, some picks or some drives or some tap outs of tap beats. You have to create some rotation if you're not going to beat the point defender off the dribble. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe and take care.